We really want to attack Iran's energy targets. The United States is not allowing it right now out of the consideration that Iran would harm neighboring countries. There will be a global oil crisis. As far as we are concerned, we are ready to set them back 40 years.
Prime Minister Netanyahu does disagree with you on the F-35s to Turkey. Are you going to tell Prime Minister Netanyahu opposes sending F-35s to Turkey? Are you going to tell him?
Look, Turkey's been a great ally for me. I think he's done a very good job. Did a good job with Syria. He's a friend of mine, and nobody tells me what we should be selling. And Turkey's been a tremendous ally for me. It was up to Turkey. Turkey's not a big fan of Israel. You know that, right? And not a big fan of Bibi. But they've been great for me. Turkey has been great.
Israel's big bombshell has emerged just ahead of the high-stakes meeting between U.S. President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Washington. A new revelation has surfaced on how American warplanes carried out relentless strikes against Iran for 13 consecutive days. Netanyahu's aide has claimed that Trump did not allow Israel to take a particular action, raising fresh questions over the limits of U.S. influence on its closest Middle East ally. As the Bibi-Trump face-off draws closer, tensions are mounting after the U.S. president declared, "No one tells me what," sending a strong message ahead of the crucial talks. Ahead of Benjamin Netanyahu's crucial meeting with Donald Trump, Israel has made a major revelation that could reshape the narrative around the recent Iran strikes. Israel's defense minister has admitted that the United States used Israeli military bases as launch points to conduct strikes against Iran during the escalating confrontation. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz told Channel 14 that American warplanes took off from locations inside Israel during the recent weeks of military operations. According to Katz, U.S. fighter jets and aerial refueling aircraft were deployed through Israel to carry out attacks on Iranian targets, highlighting the level of coordination between the two allies. The Israeli minister further claimed that Iran was fully aware of the close coordination between Washington and Jerusalem during the military campaign.
This morning as well, a UAV was launched towards the State of Israel. Yesterday as well, UAVs were launched towards the State of Israel. Someone is still threatening us, and at a certain point in time, American and Israeli interests will probably have to diverge somewhere.
It could be that launching is something that will still exist, even with a very high success rate. What ultimately stands against launching capability is deterrence. This is a factual situation that, right now, could change in an hour. The Iranians are firing at everything that exists in the area, except for one country, the State of Israel, where they know that American planes take off from here and they refuel, taking off from here to attack. There's deterrence. That doesn't mean what will happen tomorrow. It means what will our response be? I announced. The Prime Minister announced. We announced it in the clearest possible way. If they fire at Israel, we will attack with full force. We have struck twice in Iran, prepared to strike a third time on our own. The IDF has received instructions and is preparing accordingly to be able to attack Iran alone. Now, we are not alone. There's a United States. Let's see what it does. Is it returning to the campaign? Is it doing it in other ways? But Israel said, Iran will not have nuclear weapons. We will not allow it to return to the nuclear program we agreed on, nor will we allow it to accumulate capabilities that threaten Israel. We are in a very good position against Iran, an excellent position. The great, flamboyant, arrogant Persian Empire that threatened and acted to destroy Israel has collapsed. The head of the destruction program, Khamenei, was destroyed. The entire military, political, and scientific leadership, time after time.
Katz also revealed that President Donald Trump had prevented Israel from striking Iran's energy infrastructure, despite discussions over targeting key strategic facilities.
We really want to attack Iran's energy targets. The United States is not allowing it right now out of the consideration that Iran would harm neighboring countries. There will be a global oil crisis. As far as we are concerned, we are ready to set them back 40 years.
The question being asked is, if tomorrow the defense establishment lays an intelligence report on the table stating that Iraq was the one that fired the UAVs at the State of Israel, are we on our way to opening a front against a force that could currently, apparently, challenge us on a daily basis?
Let's not paint ourselves into a corner right now. Let us handle things. We know how to handle things, but the defense establishment is highly prepared. It is guided and it is ready. By the way, it is eager. We have an army with a general staff of DNA offensive, of course, Subject to the Prime Minister, the Minister of Defense, the political echelon, everything is integrated, everything is coordinated. You know, the horses absolutely want to gallop. There is no other way. We take the United States into consideration, and that is the essence of the conversation between great allies. Yes, you say there will be conflict of interest, etc. That is fine. On some things, the president's heart is in the right place, and we saw that whenever there was indeed a crucial decision, contrary to the hopes of the left and all the other media, the president reached the right place. Right now, that's the situation. We need to complete the great achievements and ensure that Iran will not be able to return to its nuclear program, nor support its proxies. We are standing strong in Lebanon. Israel remained in 50% of the territory. Now, as a result of the development, we are already over 60% of the territory. We will reach 70% of the territory. I constantly see articles and reports about how we are placing them. I said to prepare these yellow stones. These yellow stones, where do we place them? They are retreating. I visited Gaza a week ago. I also saw tunnels that are still being exposed, massive tunnels, and they put them at risk. I was in Shuja'iyya, and during my previous visit, it was divided, part of the yellow line. Today there is no Shuja'iyya, no Jabalir, all those terrible places that you remember. Yes, they do not exist today. The mayor of Steret told me, I don't see any houses. Okay, I see the seashore. We have destroyed Gaza. The change that I brought back by the Prime Minister. When I entered, I stopped the method of raids. Entering, exiting. No, before entering, we make sure there are no hostages. After that, we evacuate the residents and strike powerfully. Then the soldiers enter, conquer the area, stay in it, and destroy not only below, but also all the houses. And what is left of Gaza? Soon, 70% of the field is destroyed underground with wake. And I emphasize the 3 security zones in Syria, in Gaza, in Lebanon. We are not moving from them. Even Trump understands this. By the way, they are telling him this. I told this to the U.S. Secretary of Defense. They are saying it publicly too.
On July 27th, U.S. President Donald Trump publicly criticized Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu over the ongoing diplomatic talks with Iran. Trump claimed that no one, including the Israeli Prime Minister, had the authority to dictate his decisions on how to handle the Iran issue.
Prime Minister Netanyahu does disagree with you on the F-35s to Turkey. Are you going to tell Prime Minister Netanyahu opposes sending F-35s to Turkey? Are you going to tell him?
Look, Turkey's been a great ally for me. You know, I think he's done a very good job. Did a good job with Syria. He's a friend of mine, and nobody tells me what we should be selling and not. Turkey's been a tremendous ally for me. It was up to Turkey. Turkey's not a big fan of Israel. You know that, right? And not a big fan of Bibi. But he is. They've been great for me. Turkey has been great. Very powerful country, by the way. Tremendous military, very big military, very powerful military, has a lot of great equipment.
Does Netanyahu want you to strike a deal on Iran, or does he want you to keep attacking?
He's been fighting. Bibi has been great. I'm not going to say it. He was a wartime prime minister. We did very well together. And if you look at Iran now, they're 8% of what they were 4 months ago. They're 8% of what they were 4 months ago. So we'll see how this all comes out.
Amid a temporary pause in hostilities, Trump warned of complete fallout if diplomatic efforts with Iran failed to deliver a breakthrough. Donald Trump reportedly ordered a halt to the strikes after 13 consecutive days of attacks to create a narrow window for renewed diplomatic negotiations. However, Trump told Axios that American military operations would immediately resume if the latest diplomatic effort with Iran collapses once again. The U.S. president warned that Washington is prepared to launch very strong military action if the ongoing talks with Iran ultimately fail, Axios reported. Trump also insisted that Iran must move quickly toward an agreement, warning there would soon be no opportunity left for further negotiations. The U.S. president further revealed that multiple international mediators played a crucial role in persuading Washington to temporarily halt the strikes. Donald Trump said, and I quote, "We are in very deep talks with Iran. If they don't work out, we will go back to very strong military action. Not much time. Either it goes fast or not at all." All of the people that deal with Iran asked me, don't fire. Nothing gained, nothing lost. End quote. Trump made these remarks just ahead of his scheduled meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on July 28, adding fresh significance to the diplomatic push. The U.S. president also claimed that Israel would have been destroyed without direct American support during the ongoing conflict, according to Axios. Meanwhile, indirect negotiations between Iran and mediator Oman are continuing behind closed doors, as diplomatic efforts intensify to prevent further escalation. Qatar, Pakistan, Egypt, and several of Trump's own envoys also said to be actively participating in the complex negotiation process, Axios reported. Despite Trump's decision to pause military action, Iran's supreme leader Mojtaba Khamenei is reportedly pursuing a very different agenda for the conflict. Reports have emerged claiming Iran will continue raining missiles across the Gulf despite Washington's decision to temporarily halt its military campaign. Iran has reportedly ruled out waiting any longer for revenge and is instead preparing to move decisively into what it calls an offensive phase. The remarks were reportedly made by Iranian parliament member Fateh Hossein Maleki, while outlining Tehran's evolving military posture. The Iranian official firmly rejected the prospect of further peace talks with the United States and instead vowed that more attacks would follow. Maleki also warned Gulf nations that they could soon face devastating blows delivered by Iran's armed forces, according to reports. Iran's army, along with the country's broader armed forces, remains on the highest level of alert while preparing for possible future strikes. Meanwhile, Iran's foreign ministry has categorically rejected suggestions that any negotiations with the American side are currently underway. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Esmail Baghaei insisted that Iran never made the first move to resume diplomatic contacts with U.S. officials. Iran also made it unmistakably clear that Mojtaba Khamenei will not allow America to dictate either the timing of war or the conditions for peace.